Very good morning to all of you friends. I hope you guys are doing good. So welcome back. In fact, after a long break, approx a break of 5 to 6 days. So now we'll be starting with a new chapter, that is job and contract costing. Once again, job and contract costing. In the last few sessions, I have discussed few important chapters, that is material, thereafter overheads, thereafter activity-based costing and cost sheet. So I hope you guys have solved all the questions of study material and past practice manual. In the cost sheet, actually the format has been changed. So I think not much questions are available in the past practice manual. So try to solve all the question of study material, that is more than sufficient for cost sheet. Apart from this material, labor and overhead, I hope you guys have solved all the questions of past practice manual also. Same here, Madhuri, good to see you. So now let's start with the next part of the cost accounting, that is methods of costing. In this, we'll be starting today with job and contract costing. Now there are two parts, that is job costing and contract costing. We'll be starting with contract costing first, and once contract costing gets over, we'll be starting with job costing. Job costing is a बहुत छोटा सा है, so it won't take much of time. But since contract costing is very important from examination point of view, the weightage of this chapter is approx 8 to 12 marks. So I request you guys to practice a lot, to solve questions in writing of this chapter. So let's start, guys, with job and contract costing. Now contract costing, this method of costing is used by the companies who are into construction business. I repeat again, this contract costing is a method of costing used by the companies who are into construction business. Let's say I'm into business of constructions of multi-story towers or theme park. Let's say I've been awarded a contract by XYZ group to construct a theme park. Now to record whatever the cost that has been incurred in a particular year, I do prepare contract account. So what contract costing is, I repeat again, this method of costing is used by the persons who are into construction industry. So to record all the expenses relating to construction, we do prepare a contract account. One more point, since each and every contract is unique, a separate contract account is to be prepared for every contract. Let's say I have been awarded 3 contracts from various contractees, contract 1, contract 2, contract 3. So to record all the expenses relating to a particular contract, we will prepare contract account. Since all these 3 contracts are different, so a separate contract account is to be prepared for every contract. So what are the key points? It's a method of costing used by the companies who are into construction business. Since each contract is unique, Therefore, separate contract account is to be prepared for every contract to record the expenses pertaining to that contract. So, if you guys have any doubts, what is contract costing, you guys can ask me, else we'll start with the other points. So I repeat again, contract costing is a method of costing used by the companies who are into construction business to record the expenses pertaining to a particular contract. They do prepare contract account. Those who want to copy this part can please copy. Now, few important points need to be discussed before starting with this chapter. I'll be discussing few points one by one. So guys, let's start. Now the first person is the contractor. Very simple. The contractor prepares the construction. The contractor prepares the contract account. So who is the contractor? The person who undertakes the contract. I repeat again, contractor, when talking about contractor, the person who undertakes the contract. That is, let's say I have been awarded a contract from XYZ company to construct a theme park. I repeat again, I have been awarded a contract by XYZ company to construct a theme park. So, who I am? The contractor. Who will prepare the contract account? The contractor will prepare the contract account. No, it's different, Rekha. So, I repeat again, XYZ company has awarded me a contract to construct a theme park. So who I am? The person who undertakes the contract, that is the contractor. So Vipin is the contractor here. Who will prepare the contract account? The contractor will prepare the contract account. So who is contractor? The person who undertakes the contract. When talking about the second point, that is who is contractee? The person for whom contract is undertaken. So here in this example, XYZ has given me the contract. So XYZ is the contractee. So two parties are involved. One is contractor and one is contractee. When talking about contractor, the person who undertakes the contract, the person who carries on the construction activity, that is the contractor. When talking about contractee, the person for whom contract is undertaken, जो हमें contract देता है, that is contractee, और जो construction activity करता है, वो क्या हो जाता है? Contractor. Now the third point, what is contract price? Now let's say XYZ awarded me a contract to construct theme park, and the price as agreed between me and XYZ is 1 crore for the construction. I repeat again, XYZ ने मुझे contract दिया है to construct a theme park. So I will be charging approx 1 crore for the construction of that theme park, and it has been agreed by XYZ Limited. So the price as agreed between the contractor and contractee for the work to be done is the contract price. So let's say the price of this contract is 1 crore. The price as agreed between contractor and contractee. So that is known as let's say in a particular question it is given that the price quoted by the contractor is 1 crore 20 lakh. However, the price as agreed between the contractor and contractee is 1 crore 5 lakh only. I repeat again, the price quoted by the contractor is 1 crore 20 lakh. However, the price as mutually agreed between the contractor and contractee is 1 crore 5 lakh only. So in that case, 1 crore 5 lakh will be the contract price. So I have discussed 3 points. That is, first one, the contractor, that is the person who carries on the construction activity, the person who undertakes the contract, the person who prepares the contract account is the contractor. When talking about contractee, the person for whom contract is undertaken, जो हमें contract देता है, that is called as contractee. The third point, contract price. The price as agreed between the contractor and contractee for the work to be done is contract price. So if you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please ask me. In the meanwhile, those who want to copy this part can please copy. Sorry. Now the next point is work certified. The question is, what is work certified? Now, let's say I have been awarded a contract from XYZ Limited for construction of a theme park, and let's say the contract price is 1 crore. The contract was awarded on 1st April 2021, and the company closes the books on 31st December. Now, the construction of that theme park will take on an average approx 3 years to complete the construction part. I repeat again, ये जो theme park है, it will take 3 years for the complete construction. Now, ऐसा तो नहीं होगा कि पूरा 1 करोड़ जो है वो at the end of the construction दिया जाएगा. No, it's not like that. The contractee do make payment on periodic basis to the contractor so that contractor का भी funds का issue ना हो. So in that case, let's say on 1st April, I have been awarded a contract to construct a theme park and the contract price is 1 crore. Now, generally the contractee pay to the contractor on year end on the basis of work completed. I repeat again, generally the contractee pays to the contractor at the year end on the basis of work completed. So at the year end, let's say on 30th November, let's say Vipin approached XYZ Limited, sir, I have completed the work of 25 lakh rupees. I have completed the work of 25 lakh rupees. So kindly release the payment. So what practically the contractee do? Contractee send his architect to value the work which has been completed by the contractor. I repeat again, contractee क्या करेगा? अपना architect भेजेगा site पे to check that whether my claim is correct or not. So the contractee surveyor or architect will visit my site and will check whether I have completed the work of 25 lakh or not. So after detailed checking or after the necessary survey, he will issue a certificate that yes, the work completed is valued at 25 lakh. So what is 25 lakh? What is 25 lakh? Work completed for which contractee's architect has issued certificate. That is known as work certified. So what is work certified? Work certified is the work completed for which contractee's architect has issued certificate. So now I have received the certificate that yes, your work has been completed worth rupees 25 lakh. So now I will approach the contractee that kindly release a payment of 25 lakh. Now, what generally contractees do to secure against any future loss or future deficiency in the work, they do retain a certain amount out of the work certified. Let's say कि भाई work certified is 25 lakh. Now what generally contractee do? They do retain a certain amount. Let's say they have been I have been awarded a contract to construct a theme park. Theme park में suppose at the end of the third year when the construction is complete, कुछ taps में leakage हो गया, या कुछ bathroom का tiles खराब हो गया, या there are some faults in the rides or something like that. So to secure against these damages in the future, the contractee do retain a certain amount known as retention money out of the work certified. So what contractee generally do? From this work certified of 25 lakh, they do retain certain amount to secure against the damages or to secure against the deficiencies in the work. That retained amount will be paid after detailed checking at the end of the contract. So let's say my contractee retain 10% amount of the work certified and release only 90% of the payment. So the payment will be how much? 22,50,000. So when talking about work certified, in this example I have discussed 3 points. That is work certified, what is the retention money, that is the retained amount, and what is the payment that is being made by the contractee to the contractor. So when talking about work certified, what is work certified? The part of the work done for which contractee's architect has issued certificate is work certified. Generally, the payment is made to the contractor only on the basis of work certified, after deducting a certain amount known as retention money. So when talking about 25 lakh, this is my work certified. For which contractee's architect has issued certificate. When talking about 10%, that is 2,50,000, that is retention money. And that is known as progress payment. What is progress payment? The periodic payment made by the contractee to the contractor. The periodic payment made by the contractee to the contractor on the basis of work certified after deducting a certain amount known as retention money. Manthanjali, I repeat again, what is retention money? First and the foremost thing, that retention money is paid, whatever the amount that is retained in the first 2 years will be paid at the end or at the completion of the contract. Now, what is the purpose of this retention money is कि when the contract completes, कई बार क्या होता है कि काफी चीजें जो है खराब निकलती है या कहीं कोई डैमेजेस हो जाए, तो जनरली कॉन्ट्रैक्टी फॉर हिज सेफ्टी डू रिटेन अ सर्टेन अमाउंट कि भाई जब कभी भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कंप्लीट होगा, we will do the thorough investigation or inspection, and once everything is okay, then we will release the retention money. So that is what retention money. जैसे बाथरूम में कहीं टैप में लीकेज है या बाथरूम में टाइल्स टूट गया है या there are certain rides which are, there are some faults in the rides or something like that. So this is what it is. When talking about work certified, the part of the work done for which contractee's architect has issued certificate is work certified. When talking about progress payment, the progress payment is what? The periodic payment made by the contractee to the contractor. The periodic payment made by the contractee to the contractor on the basis of work certified after deducting a certain amount known as retention money. Sushil Kumar Bug, what is work certified? The part of work done for which contractee's architect has issued certificate is work certified. Let's say I have completed a work of 25 lakh by 30th November. Up 30th November ko I will approach the contractee ki please release the payment. So contractee won't trust me. He will send his surveyor or architect to the site to check whether the work of 25 lakh rupees has been completed or not. So after detailed survey or investigation or inspection, he will issue a certificate that, sir, this much of work has been completed. So the work that has been completed for which contractee's architect has issued certificate is known as work certified. Okay, Almas Sheikh, sir, who decide the retention money percentage to keep by the contractee? It is mutually agreed upon. This percentage is mutually agreed. Anyone else having any doubts? Three more points I have discussed. Work certified, that is the part of the work done for which contractee's architect has issued certificate is work certified. वो काम जो हमने कर लिया है और उसके अगेंस्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्टी के आर्किटेक्ट ने हमें सर्टिफिकेट दे दिया है, that is this much work has been completed and it is certified. So that is known as work certified. ये सर्टिफिकेट कौन इशू करता है? कॉन्ट्रैक्टी का आर्किटेक्ट. So that is known as work certified. When talking about progress payment, it is the periodic payment. Since the contract will take 3 years, तो 3 years तक contractor wait नहीं करता. He want payment in installments depending upon the work that has been completed. So what is progress payment? The periodic payment made by the contractee to the contractor on the basis of work certified after deducting a certain amount known as retention money. And retention money, it is paid when the contract is completed after detailed investigation and survey that are there any damages or are there any faults in the construction or not. So once everything is clear, they will release the retention money. So 6 points: contractor, the person who undertakes the contract; contractee, the person for whom contract is undertaken. Third point, contract price, the price as agreed between the contractor and contractee. Next, work certified, that is the part of the work done for which contractee's architect has issued certificate is work certified. Generally, the payment is made to the contractor only on the basis of work certified. When talking about retention money, the amount retained that will be paid at the end of the contract to secure against any loss or damages. When talking about progress payment, the periodic payment made by the contractee to the contractor on the basis of work certified after deducting a certain amount known as retention money. Yes, Mr. Jalan. Thank you so much. Yes, Ritika Verma, every year, before making the payment, they do retain a certain amount. So retention money, so let's say there are 3 years, it will take 3 years for completion of contract. So first year they will retain certain amount, second year they do retain certain amount, and at the end of the contract, that is in the third year, after making the necessary survey and inspection, they will release the retention money. So every year they do retain a certain amount, and this retention money is paid only on the completion of the contract. Anyone else having any doubts, queries can ask me. Okay, there is a query from Aditya that, sir, what about the work done for the December month? So I'll be covering this part now. Those who have any queries in work certified, retention money and progress payment can please ask me. Else we'll start with the next point, that is work uncertified. So here in this question, 25 lakh is work certified. Out of 25 lakh, they do retain a certain amount, that is 2,50,000, that is the retention money. And the balance amount that is paid by the contractee is 22,50,000, that is the progress payment. Manthanjali, retention money is just like a security deposit that will be paid when the contract is completed. Thirumalla Kohli, is retention money amount compulsory to deduct? See, this retention money is for the safety of the contractee. So generally they mutually agree upon the percentage of the, upon the percentage that how much percentage it will be retained from the work certified. Rekha, as far as the questions is concerned, I'll be discussing it separately, so you can ask your query when I'm discussing the questions. Now, so my contract price is, let's say, 1 crore on 1st April 2021. The company closes its books on 31st December 2021. So this is the 9 months. These books are prepared only for 9 months. Wherein the closing date is 31st December 2021. On 30th November, I said my work is completed up to 25 lakh and for which certificate has been issued. So this is work certified. Certain amount is retained. Let's say 10%. So 2,50,000 is my retention money. And the balance 90% is the payment that is released, that is known as progress payment. That is 22,50,000. Now, this 25 lakh rupees work has been completed till November, for which we have received the certificate. But since we are closing the books on 31st December, so construction activity जो है 1st December से 31st December तक भी चलेगा. So what about the work which has been done in between 1st December to 31st December? What about that work? So the work that has been done between 1st December to 31st December, ये वो काम है that we have completed, but we have not claimed for the certificate and we have not received the certificate. So what about the work that has been done between 1st December to 31st December? The work done, the work completed for which contractee's architect has not issued certificate is work uncertified. So what is work uncertified? The work done for which contractee's architect has not issued certificate. Since we are closing the books on 31st December and we have requested for payment on 30th November and we have claimed that till 30th November we have completed the work of rupees 25 lakh. So they will issue the certificate only on the basis of 25 lakh. So what about the work that has been completed between 1st to 31st December? Since I am the contractor and I am preparing the books, so this contract account is the contractor account is prepared by the contractor. So he has to record the work that has been completed till 31st December. So this is the work that has been done between 1st to 31st December is what? The work done for which no certificate has been issued by the contractee's architect. So that is we call as work uncertified. So a new point, what is work uncertified? The part of the work done. The part of the work done for which contractee's architect has not issued certificate is work uncertified. I repeat again, 30th November तक हम लोगों ने क्लेम किया था कि भाई हमारा 25 लाख रुपीस तक का काम कंप्लीट हो गया है and the contractee's architect has issued the certificate accordingly. But since we are closing the books on 31st December, so the contractor will not sit idle. He will carry on his construction activity. So whatever the work that has been done between 1st December to 31st December will be recorded in contract account under the head work uncertified. That is work done for which contractee's architect has not issued certificate is work uncertified. When talking about the recording of work uncertified, it will be recorded at cost price. I repeat again, work uncertified will be valued at cost price. Valued and recorded at cost. I'll be discussing this part also, Preeti. Anu Gupta, I repeat again, this contract account is prepared by the contractor, that is the person who undertakes the contract. So we will be, in this chapter, we'll be acting as a contractor rather than contractee. Contractee generally don't maintain any record. He simply maintain the record of the payment that has been made to the contractor. So all the accounting that is done in contract costing belongs to the contractor. I repeat again, this contract costing is what? Preparation of contract account by the contractor. Yes, Anu Gupta, this work uncertified will be certified next year. I repeat again, we are studying this chapter from contractor perspective. That is the person who is actually doing the construction. Further, contract account is what? It's an account wherein the contractor record all the expenses that has been incurred and plus the work that has been completed in the contract account. So if you guys have any doubts in work uncertified, you guys can ask me. Since work has not been certified by the contractee's architect, it is work uncertified and it will be recorded at cost price or cost value. Work certified is not recorded at cost. Since this much is certified, so we can record our profit also. So works, when talking about work certified, it is valued at cost plus profit. When talking about work uncertified, it has not been certified, so we will not recognize the profit. That's why it will be recorded at cost price. So I repeat again, work certified at selling price, work uncertified at cost price. I repeat again, guys, this chapter is from contractor prospect, not contractee. Contractee is simply releasing his payment. So he will be preparing the cash account or bank account to record the payment that has been made to the contractor. All these accounts will be from the prospect of the contractor, not the contractee. If you guys have any queries in work certified, work uncertified, you guys can please ask me. Manthanjali, Preeti, any doubts? Rekha, hopefully your doubt is resolved. Anu Gupta, any doubts? Aditya? Mr. Sheikh? Pooja, any doubts? Mukta Vyas? Ankit Gupta, yes, work uncertified is valued at cost. We cannot recognize the profit on the work which has not been certified. We do recognize the profit on the work which has been certified. Mr. Tirumalla Kohli. Waiting for your queries, guys. Yes, we have. Okay, Shweta Jain, sir, work certified is based on selling price. I repeat again, guys. There are 2 points, that is work certified. And work uncertified. Since contractee's architect has issued certificate on so and so amount, that is on work certified, so we can recognize the profit. That's why it will be recorded at selling price. When talking about selling price, it is total contract cost plus the profit element. So that is the contract price is the selling price. When talking about work uncertified, since the contractee's architect has not issued certificate, so we will not recognize the profit. That's why it is valued at cost price. Ayush Agarwal, can you please elaborate what you are asking? Sushil Kumar Bank, as explained, work certified is the part of work done for which contractee's architect has issued certificate as work certified. I repeat again, let's say 30th November तक मैंने 25 lakh rupees का काम किया. So my contractee's architect has issued certificate of on rupees 25 lakh. So that is work certified. When talking about work uncertified, the work done जिसका हमें सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिला है, that is known as work uncertified. Ayush Agarwal, it's very simple. There is no equation of progress payment. Progress payment, very simple. Once you get work certified, we will deduct the retention money from the work certified to get the progress payment. So there is no equation. Try to memorize the concept. What is progress payment? The periodic payment made by the contractee to the contractor on the basis of work certified after deducting certain amount known as retention money. So no need to learn any equation. We will, Gausim Ansari, we will record work. See, this contract account is prepared by whom? The contractor. So, contractor will record all the expenses plus the amount of work that has been completed in a particular contract account. So, the work that has been completed in the current year, that is work certified and work uncertified, will be the opening balance of the next year. कि भाई अगले साल शुरू में हमारा work certified इतना था, work uncertified इतना था. Shivani, I repeat, when talking about work uncertified, the name itself says work which has been completed but not certified. So your statement is incorrect. That is work not done by the contractor. That is called work uncertified. This statement is incorrect, Shivani. What is work uncertified? The work completed for which contractee's architect has not issued certificate is work uncertified. Okay, Rekha, to be very frank, there is a query from Rekha, sir, is the profit percentage is also fixed on work certified? See, Rekha, when talking about the fixing of the contract price, what generally the contractor do? He do calculate the total cost that will be incurred plus his charges he will be charging plus the profit on the contract. This is how the contract price is derived. So contract price includes what? The cost element as well as the profit element. Shri, Mr. Jalan, your statement is partially correct and partially incorrect. So you can follow what I have discussed till now. So guys, now we are done with work certified, work uncertified. Work certified, work done for which contractee's architect has issued certificate is work certified. The payment is made on the basis of work certified after deducting a certain amount known as retention money. Work uncertified, work which has been completed but for which architect has not issued certificate is work uncertified. One more point to be very clear straight away, this contract account is prepared by the contractor, the person who is undertaking the contract, to record that how much expenses are incurred and how much work has been completed. Okay, now let's proceed further. No worries, dear Mr. Jalan. So now let's proceed further. So we have discussed contractor, contractee, contract price, work certified, work uncertified, retention money, and progress payment. Now let's start with a new point, that is escalation clause. Now, as I told you guys, What is the contract price? The price as agreed between the contractor and contractee is contract price. Yes, Meghna, the contractee do make payment periodically to the contractor on yearly basis depending upon the work certified. Yes, my dear Ravi Kumar Das, work certified and work uncertified is for a particular financial year. We cannot recognize, you cannot recognize retained amount as outstanding income because we might have to incur extra cost if we have to fix up any damages or deficiencies that are there in the construction. So we cannot recognize it as outstanding income. So now let's start with the escalation clause. As discussed, the contract price is the price as agreed between the contractor and the contractee. Now, how contractor, since construction work is being carried out by the contractor, so how contractor fixes up the price? Very simple. What he will do, he will say that this much material will be required, this much labor will be required, this much extra expenses that will be incurred, we call them as overheads. This is how he calculates the total cost. He do add certain profit to get the final amount, that is the contract price. So how contract price is determined? Very simple. By making the total of the cost that will be incurred, that is estimated cost, plus the profit. That is how the contract price is derived. Now, let's say the material used is cement and stones. अब हुआ क्या कि सीमेंट का प्राइस when the contract was agreed upon, the price was 100 rupees per bag. 100 rupees per bag. Now, due to government policies or inflation, what happened? The cost of bag increased from 100 to 150. The cost of a cement bag increased from 100 to 150 rupees. There is a 50% increase in cost of cement bag. It is the major raw material that is used in construction. It is the major raw material that is used in construction, and there is an increase in price of cement bag by 50%. So the current price is 150. Now my point is, will the contractor be able to complete the contract as per the price that has been agreed? No, it is practically impossible because the cost of the construction will shoot up like anything. So it is practically not possible for the contractor to complete the contract at the agreed price. So what contractors generally do for their safety, they do keep an escalation clause. What is escalation clause? It says in event of rise in price of material or rate of wages beyond a certain level, boss, you have to increase the price. Contractor, I repeat again, what is escalation clause? In event of rise in price of raw material or rate of wages beyond a certain level, the contract price need to be increased. That is escalation clause. Now, what practically happens? Ki contractor do assume that 10% increase या decrease हो सकता है. Contractor do assume that 100 का 110 भी हो सकता है, 95 भी हो सकता है. They do keep that much of backup. But what if in case the price increase beyond a certain level? 100 से 110 भी हो गया, चलेगा. They do keep that much of backup. But what if in case the price increase beyond a certain level? Then that extra increase is to be borne by the contractee. So that amount that is borne by the contractee is we call as escalation clause. So when talking about escalation clause, this clause is for the safety of the contractor. This clause says in event of rise in price of raw material or rate of wages beyond a certain level, then contract price need to be increased accordingly. That is what we call as escalation clause. अगर certain percentage ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है तो ठीक है. Contractor do assume that there may be a price fluctuation up to a certain level. So they do keep in mind before fixing up the contract price. But yes, if the price goes up beyond a certain level, then yes, the contract price needs to be increased accordingly. So that is what we call as escalation clause. This escalation clause is for the benefit of the contractor, not for the contractee. No, if the price is decreased, then the contract price will not be decreased. Okay, Rekha. When talking about what is the normal range of increase and decrease, this range is estimated. One second. Sorry. This range is estimated and mutually agreed by the contractor and contractee. So let's take an example wherein there is an agreement between the contractor and contractee relating to escalation clause. Let's say if there is an increase or decrease in price up to 15%, then there will be a no increase in contract price. But if goes beyond 15%, 70% is to be borne by the contractee. So this is an example of escalation clause that, let's say, I repeat again, if there is an increase or decrease up to 15%, no worries. But let's say if the price increased by more than 15%, then 75% is to be borne by the contractee. So this is an example of escalation clause. Again, this escalation clause, one second. So again, escalation clause, what is escalation clause? In event of rise in price of raw material or rate of wages beyond a certain level, the contract price is to be increased accordingly. That is escalation clause. In general, this escalation clause is for the benefit of the contractor. However, in certain cases, in exception cases, they may consider the reduction in the price also. If you guys have any doubts in this or any queries in this part, you guys can please ask me. So in extreme cases, I repeat again, if in extreme cases there is a reduction in the price, then it will be considered, but it depends upon the agreement or the, it depends upon the terms that are mutually agreed between the contractor and contractee. It can be applied on decrease in price, but when talking about the practical situation, this is for the benefit of the contractor, not for the contractee. But when talking about examination point of view, you can consider increase or decrease both. There is no fixed percentage of escalation clause, Anu Gupta. Almas Sheikh, we cannot say it is an abnormal loss because this may be due to inflation or change in government policies also. So, Ms. Saipa Viral, sir, what happens if escalation clause is not included in the contract deed and there is an increase in price of raw material beyond the limit? Again, how practically things work is, generally the contractor do keep an escalation clause. However, if there is no escalation in the escalation clause in the contract, then when talking about the legal part, yes, you have to complete the contract as per the price that has been fixed. But somehow, somewhere, the contractor and contractee do understand how to do the business. So accordingly, they do increase the contract price and can change the contract deed. However, when talking about the practical question, you have to follow the instructions that are given in the questions. Yes, it's just a statement or it's just a clause in the contract that in the event of rise in price of raw material or wages beyond a certain level, the contract price will be increased or decreased accordingly. That is escalation clause. There is no fixed percentage of escalation clause. Again, Ms. Saipa, Virali Saipa, you have to follow the instructions given in the question. When talking about the legal part, yes, if there is no escalation clause, we have to ignore the increase or decrease in price. There is no fixed range for increase or decrease. Shweta Jain has discussed when solving the practical questions, if the prices decreases also, we do have to consider the escalation clause. Okay, Pooja PS, sir, what if the claim made by the contractor is false? That is, the work done is 20 lakh only and he told that 25 lakh worth work has been done. Again, Pooja, I repeat again, the work certified, the certificate is to be issued by the contractee's architect. So these architects are the engineers or the expert. They know how to value the work done. Even if the contractor claims that my work is completed of worth rupees 25 lakh, the surveyor will be able to understand that it is a fake claim and he will issue the certificate only on the basis of the work that has been completed. And as per your question, he will issue the certificate only on 20 lakh. It's not work certified is not on the claim made. It is issued on the basis of the work that has been actually completed by the contractor. Anyone else having any doubts in escalation clause can please ask me. I repeat again, in event of change, increase or decrease in price beyond a certain level, the contract price will be increased accordingly. That is escalation clause. From practical question, we do have, for practical questions, we do have to consider the increase and decrease both. But when talking about the practical situation, it is generally for the benefit of the contractor. Anyone else having any doubts can please ask me. Waiting for your queries, guys. Yes, Rekha, I'll be, don't worry. Rekha, mostly in the next session, my dear. Prakash, sir, says work certified is valued at selling price. So how will the architect value the work done? So architects are the experts or surveyors are the expert to value the work that has been completed. So it is their job. They know how to do it in a better and correct way. When talking about all these percentages, these are just the examples, nothing more than example. The escalation clause may vary from contract to contract and person to person. So guys, I have discussed all the points. So let's take a quick brief of what I have discussed till now. The contractor, the person who undertakes the contract. This chapter, that is the entire contract costing, is from the contractor prospect. So as a construction company, what you have to do, how you have to record the expenses and the work done is actually taught in this chapter. So contractor, the person who undertakes the contract account is prepared by the contractor. When talking about contractee, there is no accounting for the contractee part. The contractee is the person for whom contract is undertaken. Contract price, the price as agreed between the contractor and contractee. Work certified, the work done for which contractee's architect has issued certificate is work certified. Generally, the payment is made on the basis of work certified after deducting a certain amount known as retention money. Work uncertified, the work which has been completed but for which contractee's architect has not issued the certificate is work uncertified. When talking about escalation clause, in event of the rise in price of material or wages or decrease in the price of material or rate of wages beyond a certain level, the contract price will be increased accordingly. That is escalation clause. So now let's proceed further. Enough of discussion on these points. Now, as I discussed, as I told you that this chapter we are studying from contractor perspective. So the first account that the contractor do prepare is the contract account. To record all the expenses that are incurred relating to a particular contract, the contractor prepares the contract account. So now how to prepare contract account? As I told you, contract account is an account wherein the contractor record all the expenses that are incurred relating to a particular contract plus the work that has been completed. So when talking about recording of expenses, so let's say the material that has been issued to the site, it will be recorded. The labor or any wages paid, it will be recorded. All the other direct expenses, if incurred, is to be recorded. If any establishment charges are paid, that will be recorded. If certain work is given on subcontract, let's say I have been awarded a contract to construct Mumbai-Nagpur Expressway. Now, let's say the flyover part I have subcontracted it to some other company. So amount paid to that other company is what? The cost of subcontract. So subcontract is also an expenditure for us. So it will be recorded in the contract account. I repeat again, Mumbai-Nagpur Expressway contract has been awarded by Maharashtra government to my company, and I have subcontracted, I have given it on job work or I have given it on recontract to some other company for construction of 10 flyovers. So amount paid to them is what? The cost of subcontract. So it will be recorded in the contract account. Now, let's take few examples and few situations. Let's say the material that has been supplied to site is 1 lakh rupees. Let's say the material that has been supplied to the site is 1 lakh rupees, and it is given specifically in the question that material worth rupees 15,000 was sold for 20,000. Let's say wherever my construction activity was going on, मेरे पड़ोसी के पास material खत्म हो गया, and he asked me that can you provide me the material? I say yes. So let's say he asked me for a material of rupees 20,000 and my cost of that material was 15,000. So how to record this 15,000 and 20,000 amount? I repeat again, let's say in question it is given that material of rupees 15,000 was sold for 20,000. Now my first point is I have made a profit of 5,000. I have made a profit of material costing rupees 15,000 was sold for 20,000 rupees. So I made a profit of 5,000 rupees. My point, is this profit anything to do with this contract? No, it is my general profit. So this profit won't form part of this contract account. So how to record the same? Very simple. Buy material sold 15,000, sorry, 20,000. It has been sold for 20,000. So we will record 20,000 rupees. And since this 5,000 is nowhere related to this contract, so the effect of this 5,000 will be removed on the debit side. That is to costing P&L, profit on sale of material. $5,000. So ultimately, since 15,000 costing material is supplied to some other person and it is sold in the external market, so the effect of only 15,000 will be removed from the contract. So when talking about recording this adjustment, it is given, I repeat again, the material of rupees 15,000 is sold for 20,000. So buy material sold 20,000 and the effect of 5,000 will be removed on the debit side, that is to costing P&L, profit on sale of material. When talking about subcontract part, whatever the amount paid to the subcontractor will be recorded. We won't consider how much is the cost price or how much is the selling price. The price is agreed between me and the subcontractor. The price paid to the subcontractor will be directly recorded here. So I repeat again, there is a question wherein it is given that the material costing rupees 15,000 has been sold for 20,000. So very simple, buy material sold 20,000 and to profit on sale of material, that is 5,000, will be recorded on the debit side because this profit does not belongs to this contract. Let's say here in this question, the similar question, let's say material costing rupees 8,000 was sold for, sorry, material costing 10,000 was sold for 8,000. Material costing 10,000 was sold for, let's say, 8,000. So there is a loss of 2,000. Very simple. Buy material sold. This is the first case. Buy material sold. How much it is sold for? 8,000. There is a loss of 2,000, so it will be recorded here. By costing P&L, loss on sale of material, 2,000. This is situation number 2. So ultimately, we have to give the effect of the cost only to the contract account. So herein the net effect is of 15,000, that is the cost of material. Herein also the net effect is of 10,000, that is the cost of material that has been sold. Miss Almaz Sheikh, not required. So I repeat again, I have discussed two situations wherein the material costing rupees 15,000 was sold for 20,000. So buy material sold 20,000 to costing P&L 5,000, that is the profit element. When talking about material costing rupees 10,000 sold for 8,000, buy material sold 8,000, buy costing P&L 2,000, that is the loss on sale of material. Apart from this, let's say there is some theft of raw material, or let's say some raw material has been damaged or destructed and no value is realized. So it is completely transferred to costing P&L. So let's say material of rupees 5,000 has been damaged or completely written off, or let's say there is a theft of material of 5,000 rupees. So it will be simply transferred to costing P&L 5,000 in case of theft, damages with no value and written off. If it is given written off, then simply by costing P&L, theft, damages or written off, whatever it is. So I have discussed three situations. If in case the material has been sold at a profit, very simple, buy material sold, and profit in case of profit to costing P&L. If there is a loss, buy costing P&L. If the material has been completely written off, very simple, buy costing P&L, that is direct 5,000. So these are the three situations. I request you guys to copy these three situations. So it will be very helpful for you while preparing for your exams. In the meanwhile, further, if you guys have any doubts in these three situations, you guys can please ask me. Waiting for your queries. Those who want to copy these three situations can please copy, wherein in the first situation, material was sold for 20,000 and there was a profit involved of 5,000. Further, material was sold for 8,000 and there is a loss on sale of 2,000. And the third situation, when there is a theft or when there is material completely written off and no value is realized, so simply transfer the entire amount to the costing P&L. So guys, let's proceed further. Now, if any further expenses are given, let's say transportation expenses, it will be recorded. If any supervisor salary is paid, it will be recorded. So whatever the expenses that are incurred that are indirectly or directly related to a contract will be recorded. Apart from this, depreciation is to be recorded. If any plant is supplied to a contract, let's say a plant of rupees 1 lakh is supplied to a contract. Let's say a plant of rupees 1 lakh is supplied to a contract. Now, let's say it is depreciated at the rate of 25%. So you can simply write to depreciation let's say it is depreciated at the rate of 25%. So you can simply write to depreciation 25,000. Alternatively, you can, this is the first alternate. Alternatively, you can write to plant 1 lakh and buy plant 75,000. Both the approaches are correct. I repeat again, when talking about the recording of the depreciation of plant machinery, you can write to plant the opening value and buy plant or machinery the closing value. Or alternatively, you can simply write to depreciation the net depreciation amount. Now, when talking about my suggestion, I suggest you to simply write to depreciation. It is more than sufficient. However, if there are any adjustments given in the question relating to sale of plant or plant written off, then yes, I request you guys to write to plant and buy plant. Let me discuss this with the help of an example. There is a plant that is supplied to site as 1 lakh rupees. So we will write to plant 1 lakh rupees. Now it is given in the question that a plant costing rupees 10,000 was sold for 12,000. A plant costing rupees 10,000 was sold for 12,000. So very simple. Buy, sale of plant. Similarly, the similar treatment that is we have discussed in the material part, that is buy sale of plant 12,000 and the profit will be removed on the debit side, that is to costing P&L 2,000. Similar treatment I have already discussed in material, that is buy sale of plant 12,000 and will remove the effect of the profit, that is 2,000 in the debit side. Let's say if there is a complete written off in the value of machinery, let's say machinery valued rupees 5,000 was completely written off, you can simply write buy costing P&L. Just similar to material part and material adjustment what I have discussed, buy costing P&L, machinery or plant written off 5,000. So if such adjustments are given in the question, major thing what I want to discuss is, if such adjustments are given in the question, I suggest you to record to plant and buy plant. Let's say the closing value, let's say the plant supplied to site is 1 lakh. There is a plant costing rupees 10,000 was sold for 12,000. So this adjustment is recorded as buy sale of plant 12,000 to costing P&L 2,000. And let's say the closing value of plant is given, that is buy plant 50,000. So you have to present in that way. You have to present in that way. Alternatively, if no adjustments are given as regards plant, there is nothing given in the question as regards the sale of plant or plant written off, you can simply write to depreciation the net amount. So the thumb rule, very simple guys, if no adjustments are given relating to sale of plant or plant written off or machinery written off, simply you can write to depreciation. But if in question adjustments are given as regards sale of plant, then I suggest you guys to record the entire plant amount as to plant, that is the plant that is supplied to site. We will make the necessary entries relating to sale of plant or plant written off, and then finally we will write the closing value of plant, that is buy plant. So this is how the treatment of plant and machinery will be done in the contract account. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please ask me. So I'm simply writing to depreciation. Waiting for your queries, guys. If you have any doubts, you guys can please ask me. I repeat again, if no information is given in the question as regards sale of plant or plant written off, simply write to depreciation. But if in question some adjustments are given as regards sale of plant or plant written off, opening balance of plant, closing balance of plant, and pass the necessary adjustment entry. Very simple. More or less, it is similar to the treatment we have discussed in material. No, my dear, these damages are not claimed by the contractor or are not reimbursed by the contractee. These are the losses to the contractor and they have to bear it. Mr. S. Naga Pratyusha, Madhuri, is sale of material a part of contract? Madhuri, I have already discussed in the detail. When talking about the sale of material, the profit or loss is not relating to contract. So we will give the effect only of the material we will give the effect only relating to the cost of material that has been transferred by netting of the profit part or loss part. Since Muskan, since amount is paid by the contractee to the contractor, so the retention money is to be paid by the contractee to the contractor only at the end of the contract. I repeat again, Rekha, to be very clear, very precise, if any adjustments are given as regards sale of the plant, you have to do the entire accounting in this contract account only. You have to write to plant in this contract account, by plant, the closing balance in the contract account. If there are any adjustments relating to sale of plant or plant written off, you have to make the necessary entries here in the contract account itself. Transportation expenses, Pooja. Okay, Shweta Jain, sir, we should pass the depreciation entry after sale also. Shweta, if we are recording the opening balance of the plant and closing balance of the plant, by default, the depreciation is anyways considered in this part itself. So if we are recording opening value and closing value of plant, no need to write depreciation separately. Else, twice, double amount will be deducted. So I repeat again, two alternates are possible. If no adjustments are given in the question as regards the sale or purchase of plant, you can simply write to depreciation, that is more than sufficient. But yes, if adjustments are given as regards sale or purchase of plant, you have to write to opening balance of plant by closing balance of plant. By default, depreciation will be incorporated. Further, the adjustment relating to sale or purchase or sale or plant written off are to be recorded in contract account. This chapter is the easiest chapter, Jyoti. Don't worry. It's a very easy chapter. If any insurance cost is incurred on the contract, that will also form part of contract account only. Now, let's proceed further, guys. So this much is the cost that is incurred on a particular contract. Let's say out of the material supplied, certain part of material is still at site. So we can write buy material at site. So this much is the cost that is incurred, this much material still we have site. So these are the expenses that are recorded in the contract. Now, one more thing that is to be recorded in the contract, that is the work that has been completed. We call it as work in progress. Work in progress, that is the work that has been completed. It covers work certified and work that is not certified. This much is the expenses that are incurred. This much is the amount of the work that has been completed. As discussed, work certified is valued at selling price, and work uncertified, since it is not certified by the contractee's architect, so we will not recognize the profit on this work that has been not certified. So this much is the value of the work that has been completed. So we will get either profit or loss. If there is a profit, then to costing P&L. We call it as notional profit because this is not the actual profit. We'll be able to derive the actual profit only after the completion of the contract. So this is to costing P&L, the notional profit. And if there is any loss, by costing P&L, loss. This is the balancing figure. And this is also the balancing figure. Either it can be a profit or it can be a loss. So this is how a contract account is prepared. I have discussed the worst possible adjustments what the examiner can ask. Still, if you guys have any doubts, you guys can please ask me. Thank you so much, Rajiv Kumar Das. Thank you so much for a nice compliment, and I assure you by the end of this all these session, you can apply the principles what I have discussed in the class practically. When talking about my material at site, so the material at site means what? The material that is left out at site. Let's say the material supplied to the contract is 1 lakh. And the material that is lying at the site is 25,000. So it means what? Or net expenses on material is how much? 75,000 only. Or net expenses this year on material is how much? 75,000 only. Yes, my dear Prabhas. Thank you so much. Jyoti, again I repeat, this chapter is a very easy chapter. Since I have discussed all the adjustments, so you are finding it a bit tricky. But while solving the practical question, I assure you, you will love this chapter because it's a very easy chapter. Once you are thorough with all the points, that is what is work certified, what is work uncertified, it is more than sufficient. When talking about contract account, it covers only recording of the expenses. That is how much expenses are incurred and how much of the value of the work that has been completed. So don't worry, Jyoti. By the end of this session itself, you'll be able to solve maximum of the questions of the material. Don't worry. Okay, there is a query from Vikas. Thank you so much, Rafika Mehman. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Harsh. Now there is a query from Vikas Bansal. Writing opening balance and closing balance is only giving depreciation effect. Well said, and it is correct. And other entries separately. Then why to write opening and closing balance of the plant? Now see, Vikas, again I repeat, if in case no adjustments are given relating to sale of plant, why to do exercise and write 2 entries, to plant and by plant? Simply write to depreciation. It is my suggestion. Again, it is my recommendation. There are few questions wherein it will be very difficult for you to derive the opening amount and closing amount of the plant. So better simply write to depreciation. However, if in a particular question adjustments are given as relating to sale of plant, we have to write to plant and by plant, because since we can pass the entries of the sale of plant only when we are mentioning this plant that is supplied to the contract in the contract account. You can, Ankit Gupta, if the examiner do ask you. Thank you so much, Mr. Jalan. Thank you so much for the compliment. Thank you so much, Swati. Thank you so much, Mantanjali. Okay, now there is a query from Aditya Mudda that, sir, where we have to record the retention money and the progress payment. Very well said, because most of the students find it difficult that, sir, what about retention money and progress payment? So very important, guys, do make a note of it. No need to write any retention money and progress payment in this contract account. Very important, guys. In this contract account, no entry will be passed for retention money and progress payment. To keep the record of the retention money and progress payment, the contractor do prepare contractee account कि भाई contractee account का क्या हिसाब किताब है, कितना पैसा आया है और कितना पैसा retain किया है. So the contractor do prepare contractee account to keep the records of the retention money and the progress payment. Very important, guys. Retention money and progress payment will not form part of contract account. Why? Because contract account is simply prepared to record all the expenses and the work that has been completed. As far as the payment accounting is done, it will be prepared, it will be done in the contractee's account. That will be prepared by the contractor. I'll be discussing contractee account separately, guys. Okay, there is a question from Swati. Sorry, Mr. Jalan. Does any normal and abnormal loss happen? If so, then how it is recorded? When talking about normal loss, it is to be ignored. Very simple. As discussed in the previous sessions also, normal loss will inflate the final cost of the, normal loss will inflate the cost of the final value of the contract. So when talking about normal loss, it is to be ignored. When talking about abnormal loss, let's say theft of the material or damage of the plant, then yes, it is to be transferred directly to the costing P&L. So 2 points: normal loss, ignore. And when talking about abnormal loss, it is to be transferred to costing P&L. As discussed earlier also, if there is a theft of material, theft of plant, or plant is written off completely, you can simply transfer it to costing P&L account. Very simple, guys. Thank you so much, Swati. Costing was never boring here. Okay, it will be, see, Manish Goyal, if any advance is given to the labor or for material, it is a prepaid expenses, it will be recorded. Similarly, in the way you have learned in accounting part, this account is prepared on the basis of accrual concept, that is accrual concept. So whatever the expenses that are belonging to a particular year will only be recorded in contract account. Yes, Naga Pratyusha. Yes, Pratyusha. Work in progress is what? The work completed till date. It has two parts, that is the work which has been certified and the work which has not been certified. It's the most interesting chapter of the syllabus, that is costing and financial management. You can apply the principles of costing and financial management in your day-to-day work or job, whatever it is. So these two chapters are very interesting and very practical. And whatever you guys are learning in these classes, I assure you guys, somewhere when you are auditing the accounts or when you are doing your business, these principles are going to help you a lot in your business or in your job. So try to learn this costing and financial management with the help of concepts rather than learning formulas. These two subjects are completely concept based. Thank you so much, Pratyusha. So guys, we are done with the contract account. That is how to prepare contract account. Very simple. Record all the expenses, whatever the expenses that are incurred relating to a contract, record everything. Then record how much of the work that has been completed. If any material is at site, simply write by material at site. The balancing figure will be profit or loss. That's it. So we are done with the theory part. We are done with the format part, that is how to prepare contract account. So still, if you guys have any doubts, you guys can ask me. I just want every student should be thorough and clear with the conceptual part. So before starting with the question, I want to make sure that everyone is thorough with what I have discussed till now. Sushil Kumar Bunk, when talking about retention money and progress payment, it has nothing to do with contract account. These are what the accounting between the contractor and contractee. So the contractor do prepare contractee account to record how much payment is received and how much payment is to be received. It has nothing to do with contract account. That's why. This is the only account you have to prepare for a particular contract. If there are 10 contracts, 10 separate contracts, you have to prepare a separate account for every contract. I repeat again, since each and every contract is unique, different, so a separate contract account is to be prepared for every contract to record the expenses belonging to a particular contract. Pradeep Gupta, well said. That's why I have written notional. This is not the actual profit, it is the notional profit. We'll be able to calculate the actual profit only at the completion of the contract. Akash Neel, I have already discussed this part. Where is the closing value of plant be recorded? I repeat again, if you want to record opening balance to plant, if you have to record closing balance by plant. Thank you so much, Prabhas. Thank you so much, Siddhappa. Ravi Kumar Das, work certified and uncertified can be equated as sales in normal accounting. Your statement is partially correct and partially incorrect. Now, very important, guys. I'll give you a break. Don't worry. Thank you so much, Vikas. Now, I'll give you a break. Let me complete the balance sheet presentation of a particular contract. So those who want to copy this part can please copy. Thereafter, I'll discuss how to present contract account in balance sheet, how to present a particular contract details in the balance sheet. So those who want to copy this part can please copy. I'll be giving you a break approx by 8:45, 8:50 for 10 minutes. Then thereafter, we'll start with the practical questions. So those who want to copy this part can please copy. Sir, there is no break right now. Please don't keep it on break. Yes, sir, I'll let you know. Thank you so much, Sushil Kumar. Thanks for the compliment. Please copy this part quickly, guys. Thank you so much, Harsh. Thank you so much, Mantanjali. Now, guys, let's discuss how to present in balance sheet relating to a particular contract. So let's say there is a balance sheet, two sides, liability and assets. Let's say there is contract number 0585. Now this balance sheet is again of the contractor, not of the contractee. This chapter contract costing is only related to the accounting that is done by the construction companies, that is the contractor. So how to present the details of a particular contract in balance sheet? So let's say there is a contract number 0585. So we will write work in progress, that is work certified, work uncertified, the total value of work completed by the year end minus contractee account. What is contractee account? The progress payment received. So the final value will be shown in the outside column of the balance sheet. Similarly, if there is any other contract number 02187, so again the same thing. That is work in progress, work certified, work uncertified, total value of work completed, minus the amount received from the contractee till date. That is the progress payment received will be deducted, and the net amount is to be shown on the outer column of the balance sheet. So if there are 10 contracts, each and every contract is to be shown separately in the balance sheet of the construction company. Thank you, dear Shweta. So this is how you have to present the balance sheet in balance sheet relating to a particular contract. So if there are 10 contracts, for every contract you have to present like works in progress, that is work certified, work uncertified, total value of work completed minus the progress payment received. The net amount is to be shown in the outer column of the balance sheet. So please copy this presentation, guys. Yes, Ms. S. Naga Pratyusha, I'll be discussing contractee account while discussing a particular question. So don't worry. Thank you so much, Milton Kumar. So guys, this is all what about the balance sheet presentation of a particular contract. So as far as the theory and the conceptual part is, I have already discussed and covered in detail. Take a quick brush up. This chapter we are discussing from contractor perspective. What all accounts the contractor has to prepare. I have discussed what is contract price. The price is agreed between the contractor and contractee. Who is the contractor? The person who undertakes the contract. Who is contractee? The person for whom contract is undertaken. Further, for every contract, we will prepare separate contract account. Thereafter, work certified, the work done for which contractee's architect has issued certificate is work certified. The work certified is always valued at selling price. The payment is made to the contractor only on the basis of work certified after deducting a certain amount known as retention money. Work uncertified, that is work done for which no certificate has been issued by the contractee's architect. It is always valued at cost price. Escalation clause, in event of the rise in price or decrease in price of raw material or wages, beyond a certain level, the contract price will be increased accordingly. That is escalation clause. Apart from this, we have discussed how to prepare contract account and how to present a particular contract details in the balance sheet. So this is all what about theory part. The hard work is all over, guys. Now the easiest part of the chapter, that is practical question, we'll be discussing this after 10 minutes break. So guys, enjoy your break for 10 minutes and we'll start with the practical questions directly. Further, I request you guys to download the material what I have provided from the portal, because I'll be discussing the question directly from the material what I have provided. More or less the questions are there in the study material also, but still I suggest you to download the material. So let's take a break of 10 minutes and then we'll start directly with the practical questions. Sir? Welcome back, guys, after a break. So now we are starting with the practical part of the chapter now. Okay, there are a few queries, sir. What to record in liability, asset side, contract account in which? What about the liability side? So guys, these are the what I have discussed is an extract of balance sheet. Rest all item, that is assets, debtors, creditors, or share capital, reserves, all will remain same. I have just discussed that how to present the details of a particular contract account in the balance sheet. Rest all balance sheet item will remain same. Isha Jaiswal, whatever the amount that is received from the contractee is to be deducted from the contract account only, that is the work in progress only. So guys, now let's start with the practical question. So I'm discussing question number 1 of the material what I have provided. The similar question is there in the study material also. So now enough of the theory part. Now let's start with practical question number 1. One second, guys. So the following expenses were incurred on a contract: material purchased, material drawn from stores, wages, plant issued, chargeable expenses, apportioned indirect expenses. The contract was for 20 lakh and it was commenced on 1st January. The value of work completed and certified up to 30th November was 13 lakh, out of which 10 lakh 40,000 was received in cash. The balance held back as retention money by the contractee. The value of work completed subsequent to architect certificate but before 31st December was 60,000. There was also lying on the side material of the value of rupees 40,000. It was estimated that the value of the plant as on 31st December will be 30,000. You are required to compute the value of work certified, cost of work not certified, notional profit on the contract till the year ended 31st December 2020. So it's a very easy question. So let's start with question number 1. Contract account for the year ending 31st December 2020. This is the question number first of the material what I have provided. The similar question is there in the material. That is question number 4. I think illustration number 4 of the material. Vikas Bansal, sir, illustration number 3, 4, 5 done. Very good, Vikas. So guys, now let's start with question number 1 of the material what I have provided. The similar question is there in the study material also. So let's start, guys. So 2 material purchased. It is 6 lakh. Some material is supplied from the stores, that is of 1 lakh rupees. Wages are paid 2,25,000. Plant issued is 75,000. And very important, guys, there is also, it was estimated that the value of the plant as on 30th December 31st December is 30,000. So we will simply write depreciation. The plant that is supplied is 75,000 and the closing value of the plant is 30,000. So net amount 45,000 will be shown as depreciation. Chargeable expenses 75,000. Apportioned indirect expenses 25,000. Further, buy material at site is also given. That is 40,000. Buy work in progress, work certified, and work uncertified. Work uncertified is 60,000 and work certified is given, that is 13 lakh. So final total 13 lakh 60,000. All items are already considered. So we will calculate the notional profit. Many of you have calculated the notional profit. 1 second, let me get my calculator. So this is 14 lakh. So the final answer is 3 lakh 30,000. That is the balancing figure. So this is the way you have to solve a question. So if you are thorough with the concepts, this question is a very easy question. So you'll be able to solve this question. So if you guys have any doubts in this question, you guys can please ask me. Very good, Hitesh. Very good, Riya. Very good, Shivani. No worries, Rajiv Kumar Das. So this is the way you have to solve the question. That is question number 1. The similar solution is there in the study material also. So no need to copy this part. So guys, let's proceed further with question number 2 of the material. Yes, it is Jyoti. So now let's start, guys, with question number 2. A contractor prepares his, I'm discussing question number 2 of the material what I have provided. Good, Manthanjali, very good, Harsh. So now let's start with question number 2. A contractor prepares his accounts for the year ending 31st December each year. He commenced a contract on 1st April 2020. So the contract was started on 1st April 2020 and the year ends on 31st December. So all these details are given for 9 months, that is April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Material issued is 2,51,000, wages is 5,65,600, salary to foreman is 81,300. A machine costing rupees 2,60,000 has been on the site for 146 days. Its working life is estimated at 7 years and its final scrap value is 15,000. So we can calculate the depreciation very easily. A supervisor who is paid 8,000 per month has devoted half of his time to this contract. Okay. All the other expenses and administration charges amounting to rupees 1,36,500. Material in hand at site cost rupees 35,400. Now the contract price is 20 lakh. On 31st December, 2/3 of the contract was complete. It means what? Of 20 lakh rupees contract, 2/3 of the contract was complete. However, we have received certificate only for 50%. So 66.666% contract was complete. However, we have received certificate only for 50%. So the balance 16.66% is what? The work which has been completed, for which contractee's architect has not issued certificate. So the contractee's architect issued certificate 50% of the contract price and the contractor has been paid 7,50,000 on account as the progress payment. Prepare contract account and show the notional profit or loss as on 31st December 2020. Okay, there is a query from Jitin and Tanishka. So what about the closing value of plant of 30,000? See Tanishka and Jitendra, see there are two ways to show the plant and depreciation part. The first way is simply write to depreciation, the amount, or alternatively you can write to plant 75,000 and buy plant 30,000. Or you can write 45,000 as depreciation. So both the approaches are correct. So instead of writing to plant, buy plant, the net effect is of 45,000. I have written directly to depreciation. So I hope, Tanishka, your query is resolved. You can either write to plant 75, buy plant 30,000, either this way, or you can simply write 45,000 to depreciation. Both the approaches are correct. So let's start with this question, question number 2. Contract account for the year ending that is covered in the accounts class, so I don't want to discuss this part. The similar question is there in the study material, I think illustration number 5. So you can refer study material also. Herein I am discussing question number 2 of the material what I have provided. So contract account for the year ending 31st December 2020. So let's start, guys. To material is 2,51,000. No worries, Tanishka. Two wages, two. Five lakh 65,600. Two salary to foreman 81,300. Now we'll write to depreciation. We have to calculate the depreciation. That is the cost of the plant was 2,60,000 minus 15,000 scrap value divided by useful life 7 years. Total it was used for 146 days. So into 146 days divided by 365 days in a year. So 2,60,000 is the original cost minus 15,000 is the scrap value divided by 7 years. So every year the depreciation is charged 35,000, and this plant was used only for 146 days. So into 146 days divided by 365. So the final depreciation amount is 14,000. Very good, Minka Kumari. A supervisor who is paid 8,000 per month has devoted half of the time to this contract. So two supervisor salary. So 8,000 per month into 9 months into 1/2. That is 36,000. Since the details are given only for 9 months, very important, guys. So you have to take 9 months. Further, it is given all the other administration expenses amounting to rupees 136,500. So 1,36,500. Very good, Dikshit Kumar. Further, it is given by material at site is 35,400. By material at site now by work in progress, work certified, and work uncertified. When talking about work certified, it is given that the total contract price was of 20 lakh, of which 50% of the contract price was certified. So when talking about work certified, we can simply say it is 10 lakh. My point is, what about work uncertified? Can we say that 20 lakh is the total contract price into 2/3 of the contract was completed? That is 13,33,333 was the work that has been completed. Of this work certified is 10 lakh. So minus 3 lakh 33,333. Is this work uncertified? So my point is this approach correct? No. Because 3,33,333 is the selling price. And as I have told you very clearly, that this work uncertified is always valued at cost price. This is the selling price of the work uncertified. And we cannot value work uncertified at selling price. We have to value work uncertified at cost price only. So my point is, guys, is this answer correct? No. Why? Because work uncertified, as I have discussed, is valued at cost price. It is always valued at cost, not at selling price. This 3,33,333 is the selling price of work uncertified. So my point is how to calculate cost of uncertified work. So let's prepare a working note wherein we will calculate the cost of work uncertified. So calculation of cost of uncertified work. Now the question is how to calculate the cost of uncertified work. So now we know very well that how much cost is incurred till date. Cost incurred till date. That is 2,51,000 plus 565,600 plus 81,300 plus 14,000 plus 36,000 plus 136,500 minus material at site, that is 35,400. This is the cost that is incurred till date. So how much is the total cost incurred till date? 2,51,000 plus 565,600 plus 81,300 plus 14,000 plus 36,000 plus 136,500 minus 35,400. This much is the cost that is incurred till date. 10,49,000. How come 10,49,000? The total of debit side minus the material which is not used by year end, that is 35,400 is deducted to get 10,49,000. Now this cost incurred till date is 10,49,000. Now this 10,49,000 represents 2/3 of the work completed. It means what? This is the 2/3 cost of total cost. This 10,49,000 is the 2/3 cost of the total cost. Since the question is clearly mentioning that the work completed is 2/3 of the total contract, so it means what? This 10,49,000 is what? The cost of the 2/3 work. So let's calculate the estimated total cost. So how much is the estimated total cost? We can easily calculate by applying simple mathematics, that is 10,49,000 is the cost of 2/3 work. So how much will be the total cost? Very simple, guys. This will be 1573,500. अच्छा, कई बार स्टूडेंट्स को डाउट आता है सर आपने 3/2 क्यों किया? वेरी सिंपल, 10,49,000 is 2/3. So how much will be the one? How much will be equal to 1? Or alternatively, 2/3 is 66%. So 10,49,000 is equals to 66.666%. So how much will be 100? Very simple. That is 1573,500. 10,49,000 is 66.666666%. So how much will be 100%? 15,73,500. So this is the estimated total cost. मतलब कि पूरा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट खत्म होगा तो हमारा एस्टिमेटेड कॉस्ट कितना होगा? 15,73,500. Now of this total cost, 50% is the cost that is certified, and whose selling price is how much? 10 lakh. So cost of certified work. How much? Total estimated cost is 15,73,500. Of this, 50% cost is certified. That is 786. Cost of certified work. So the cost of work that has been certified is 786,750, and the selling price for the same is how much? 10 lakh. This is the selling price, this is the cost price of what? The work certified. So now we know very well that cost incurred till date is how much? 1049. Of this much cost is already certified. So how much cost is not certified? Cost of uncertified work. How much? Total cost that is incurred till date is 1049. Of this, cost already certified is 786, 750. So how much is the cost that is incurred and not yet certified? Very simple. 2,62,250. Very conceptual, guys. There is no format for the same. Very simple, guys. Very good, Hitesh Jain. Very good, Dikshit Kumar. Very simple, guys. 10,49,000 is the total cost that is incurred till date. Now it represents 2/3 of the total cost. So how much will be the total cost? 15,73,500. Of this 15,73,500, this is the estimated total cost. 50% cost has already been certified. Balance 16.6667 is to be certified. So alternatively, you can solve in this way, or simply you can say 1573 500 1573 500 into 16.6666%. That is total work that is completed is how much? 66.666%. Of this, 50% is certified. So how much is uncertified? 16.666%. So of the total cost, that is 1573 500, 16.666% is uncertified. That will be equal to 262250. Thank you so much, Anu Gupta, for the compliment. Okay, Jyoti Vade, sir, please explain one more time the estimated cost. So see, Jyoti, how come I got 10,49,000? The total of this site, that is all the expenses that are incurred minus the material that is still at site. So it is not an expense. So it will be deducted from the expense to get 10,49,000. Now this 10,49,000 is what? The 2/3 of the total cost, because the work that has been completed till date is 2/3 only. So how much will be the total cost? 10,49,000 into 3/2, or 10,49,000 divided by 66.666%. To get the estimated total cost, that is 15,73,500. Now this is the estimated total cost. Of this, 50% is certified. So how much will be the uncertified work? 10,49,000 minus 786,750, 262250. Alternatively, the work that has been completed till date is how much? 66.6666. Of this, 50% work is certified. That is, so balance we are left out with how much percentage is uncertified? 16.6666%. So since we have to calculate the cost of uncertified work, so 1573,500 into 16.6666%. you will get the same amount. So now we can write 2,62,250. So 12,62,250. Now you can calculate the notional profit, that is 2 costing P&L. Thank you so much, Ritesh. Very good, Chetna. Very good, Riya. Very good, Milton Kumar. Okay, Tanishka Agarwal, sir, can you repeat from where you got 10 lakh? Okay, Tanishka, it is given that the total contract price is 20 lakh. The total contract price is 20 lakh. Of this, it is given 50% is certified. So how much will be 50%? Very simple, 10 lakh. Very good, Vikas Bansal. Saipa, Virali Saipa, do you have any doubts in this working? You can ask me. Surya JA, see, total work completed till date is how much? 66.666%. That is 2 divided by 3 into 100. Of this, 50% is anyway certified. So how much will be the work that is not certified? Minus 50. So this will be 116.6666% is not certified. Siddharth Kamble, it is page number 7 of the material what I have provided. Further, you can refer study material also. Similar question is there in the study material. Again, Himashri, when talking about amount paid to the contractor, very simple. This will not be recorded in contract account. We will prepare a separate account, that is contractee account. Shweta Jain, I do expect a good question from your end. I repeat again, as I have discussed. I have discussed previously also the same point. I am repeating again and again. Progress payment received and retention money has nothing to do with contract account. This will form part of contractee account. So any payment received, any money retained will not form part of contract account. I've covered this part in detail in the theory section itself. Himashri and Shweta. Anyone else having any queries? Thank you so much, Rajiv. No, Anu Gupta. We are done with the time. It's already 9:34. So I'll be discussing the remaining questions in the next session. Okay, Shivani has mentioned that it is page number 9.21 of the study material. Anyone having any queries can please ask me. Those who want to copy this explanation can please copy, giving you 2 minutes time. No worries, Shweta. Good, Rafika. Good, Ria. Please copy this explanation, guys. Still waiting for your queries, guys. This is a very good question. Herein in this question, work uncertified is not given. So that's why we have calculated work uncertified. Further, they have given us the enough of hints wherein they have said that 50% of the work that has been certified. Further, 2/3 of the contract was complete. So what is the incorrect approach I have already discussed, and why we have done all this exercise. I mean, I have already explained in detail about the logic of all this exercise. So enough for today. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for your time and patience, and thank you so much for participating in the session, and in fact active participation in the session. So we'll be finishing off this chapter. In the next session, we'll be discussing few more questions that are relating to escalation clause. What if in case if we have to prepare the contract account for all the 3 years, and plus one question on estimated profit. So I'll be discussing these questions in the next session. So I request you to revise what I have discussed till now and wait for the next session. Once the next session is over, you'll be able to solve each and every question of contract account. So till then, enjoy and relax and take care of yourself. Thank you so much, guys, for your time. Have a great day. Thank you. Sir, I'm done. Admin sir, are you there? Admin sir, are you there? Session concluded, sir. Thank you so much for your time.